So what I want the next question to be is, what are the things that currently underway in order to save the planet, right? Like one or two
Mm-hmm.
initiatives that are actually effective and are still running.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Well,
name initiatives or things that any government, or like you work with many NGOs, right? So these NGOs,
mm-hmm.
something that has actually created impact,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can give people, okay, this works. This is not some
This
just
does work, yeah.
endless things going on that people think of it. If this is going for 10 years and this hasn't given us any output, right? Then why?
Right.
Can you give us any
Absolutely.
if you just one example that we did this and this actually created an impact on the environment?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you an environment. I will give you a governmental change that was created over here in New Zealand. So in 2019, 2018, 2019, there was a youth movement over here by a lot of youth-led NGOs who wanted to create a change on a large scale, on basically on a national scale, to reduce the emissions being generated out there. So because of the strike that they did and because of the movement that they had created, the government basically came up with this zero carbon bill in 2019 that has now dedicated to lead the country to net zero emissions by the year 2050. And this has been quite successful so far. The government is basically investing in the going 100% renewable in this country in terms of electricity. So a lot of electricity companies over here basically used to have coal powered plants, but now they're all switching to either hydro, or they're switching to nuclear, or they have basically other ways of generating electricity. So this is what has happened because of the bill that is passed, and now New Zealand is gradually turning towards having 100% renewable energy in the country. And this is a change that has been seen on a large scale and is observed by everybody in the country. One good example in India that I'll give you, it's not something that people think of as really related to climate change, but the beach cleanup that was done in Mumbai by this one man, it became a really huge news as well. So that was a really inspiring and motivating thing that he did. So the beach cleanup that he conducted, he started on his own, but then he had so many people join in, and because of the cleaning that he did, now there are a lot of olive ridley turtles coming on that beach, laying their eggs in there, and then going in again towards the sea. So basically that entire movement has supported a whole species of sea animals now that can thrive over there and basically are protected again by the people. So if we think that maybe one person can't change anything, but that one man started it. He was supported by all these people, and he literally cleaned that beach out. If you see the before and after pictures, it was amazing. The way he took initiative and the way he changed things around over there. There was no garbage in the sea around over there. There's no garbage on the beach now. There are different species coming in. There are all those turtles laying eggs over there, and it's a beautiful thing. So, it took like about 2 years or so, I guess, but he did it in 2 years period. That entire portion of the beach, that entire sea portion was cleaned up. So that's one example that I always love. I, I definitely admire the project that was done over there. It was beautiful.
We need more positive stories like this to be on the news channels and give them some
Exactly.
people can understand things can change. It's not some difficult.
True.
Environment is such a big thing that people think, why I'm a very small person, how can I change the environment?
Exactly. Exactly. You keep doing your own part as one individual, and you will see a ripple effect happening. So if you do one thing today, you will see a lot of other things happening around you tomorrow. It's not that your change is going to go unnoticed, or it's not going to create any effect at all. It definitely does create an effect. And if everybody starts thinking on similar lines, it is going to make a huge effect. So, we need to think more about on how we can do individually and then at a community level, and how it will create a change around for each one of us. Forget about anything happening on a large scale physically. If you yourself decide that you are not going to use a plastic bag today for whatever reason it is, don't you feel satisfied your own self?
Right.
If you use a cloth bag, or if you use any sort of like a paper bag or whatever, and if you think, okay, I am not going to use this plastic bag for anything, I will carry my own. Suppose if you go out to get some food or something and you carry your own container with you, rather than buying the paper bags that you get food in, or the plastic containers, the takeaway containers that you get, if you carry on your own tiffin box and you get food in it, you yourself get a sense of satisfaction that you have done something nice, and that you have played a small role in protecting the environment, and you have created lesser waste.
Right.
It's as simple as that. You should do it for your own mental satisfaction. It will lead to an effect automatically.
This environment subject is so big. There are like hundreds of questions still in my brain, but
Absolutely.
because of the time, we are coming to the end of the podcast now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,